got the thumbs up from a Rubinator beside me. Ruby is sitting here working on these times, flat out, working the timing system. We've got Grunter here from Ctas doing all the live stream. And Chris Rasmussen now in the professionals, rookie season for Chris. Only bought this boat at Waitra. Didn't want to do it, it was his home event, but I tell you what, he's done himself proud. Beautifully presented. Chris and Holly. As he brings it to the line, he's got to chase down a 5.1.973. He's looking to get into that top 9. No problems with the rotation. The boat's sounding a bit better this time round. I did mention last time I needed to look for a bit more boat speed, so it's sounding a little bit better, looking a bit quicker in the water. A little bit of a frog in its throat still. I can slightly hear as he goes around mouth fresh. No problems, like I say, with the rotation. Yeah, coughing and spluttering. He's certainly got some fuel issues there. Maybe the tank, not too sure. Into the hairpin. Beautifully, mouth fresh hairpin. Oh, caught a bit of island there, but gets away. Oh, now we got the wrong way. Chris. Looks like he's been on the piss. He's back into it. Now he's back on rotation again. We're away. Chris has back on board. All he needed to do was come back from that channel, which he's done. Round to the split. It's a big one. 4.8, 7.05. That boat's certainly spluttering more as it gets on, so he's got some fuel issues there somewhere. Breaking down, could be a coil, could be water getting on it. Certainly costing him as it slows up. Coming across the line with a 107.703. Okay, I've just heard from the ladies. He did not come from the correct channel back in for his correction, so that will be a DNF, unfortunately, for Chris. Came out of the hairpin, mouth for hairpin, and shot in down by Alpern. Just got it all wrong down that way. Flounder Pounder, the youngest guys we have racing. 16 years of age, both these boys. Locals, local lads. Great little LS engine. They've been working on wringing its neck the whole time.
Yeah, Jacob Simmons and Ollie Berda, these young guys, rookies this season, not old enough to hold a car licence, and I am just so impressed at the smoothness in the way the Flounder Pounder operates. And, well, it's a big team with the Simmons in there. There's 3 race teams showing up to every meeting, so a lot of work, a lot of logistical issues, the people power, the manpower behind it, to be able to get these boats, these very high performance boats, sorted out. He's a credit to the team, but these young gentlemen here have a very, very bright future in this sport, and I've got no doubt about that. We are going to see these guys on the podium more and more often. So across the line there with a 53.028 into P2 at the moment, but Jacob Simmons and Ollie Berda, these guys got on the podium at Bay Park. And at the presentation, when these young gentlemen, and they are young men, got on that podium, the entire room erupted. It was like they won the Grand Prix, and it was fantastic to see the support from all of the competitive races. Everybody just patted them on the back, and they just took it in their stride. But they were stoked. Don't get me wrong, but they were very, very humble about the podium as well. So as we now go down to Carl Beaver in the Beaver reliever, Jay Amon doing the navigational duties. These pairing from the Waikato area, and brand new to the sport, their opening race meeting down at, oh no, the Beaver reliever, he had a bit of a brain fade there, so he's going to have to work out where he's gone wrong. I think both he and Jay are completely lost. They're going down parts of the racetrack that they shouldn't be going near at all.
He's back. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Gone again.
I think they're going back to the start.
Oh, he's making me dizzy.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they are going anymore. Are they back on track? No, they still haven't sorted it out. So, Carl Beaver. The time will mean nothing because they are so lost. tell you what,
He's all over the show. I'll tell you what,
he's having fun.
he is. He's going to run himself out of gas. He's not giving up as old Carl Beaver and the Beaver reliever. And they're trying everything they can, but all he's doing is circles, figure eights, number eights.
Just getting some airtime.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure anymore where they are, and I can't work that out.
No. Oh, look, I think they've finally given up, and they've said, you know what? I'm relieved it's all over.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is the song that we are going to play for Carl the Beaver reliever. He had no idea what he was supposed to do after he went the wrong way.
I agree with that one. It's a great song, mate, because they even had us lost up here, so we all got lost in that one.
Yeah. All right. It will be the White Noise Machine with Hayden Wilson. I sort of got wrapped up there. I just went brain dead. I could see the White Noise Machine. I'd known Hayden Wilson for many years. I just couldn't get the words out.
JB Contracting, Creative Aluminium and Woodies Engineering. Hayden been the pace setter earlier on in the day. So White Noise, he's been turning up the wick real early. Sounding a little bit off the juice early on, but maybe it's just the way he started this one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. The boat just bobbles a little bit on the left, so another one of those that maybe trimmed up just that little bit too high, but doesn't seem to have the pace that he did last round. Seems to be a little bit down on the power. Eased off really early into that hairpin, played it cautiously, and around that hairpin, hopefully they're going to get faster and faster in and out of there all day. But it's just really hard to get that almost braking zone or the deceleration zone going into that area.
Best split we've seen so far with a 34.98, just 0.2 under a couple of other boats earlier on. So he's certainly odds on to be in front of a pre-51 to knock old Daniel Buttercup off. Oh no, 52.544, so P2.
Interesting run, that one, because it looked as though he was down on horsepower early in the run. Then he gets the fastest split and then fell off the pace at the end of it. So quite an interesting one there. We'd love to have a chat to Hayden and his sister Amanda in there and find out exactly what was going on with that one.
For us on the numbers here, it was harder to pick than a broken nose, KV. We had, like I say, different things coming across our things. We had a good split, looking really tidy. I thought, okay, he's up, and then he's down. So
yeah,
it's a toughie.
Well, it's always interesting. This is some of the things. Sometimes you look at the boats, they look slow, and yet because they're smooth, they're doing a fast time.
Here comes the Carponga Concrete Kid. He said, I'm going to pounder some flounder. I'm going to relieve some beaver. I'm going to step on some buttercups today. Let's see what he can do in a brand new Stinger as he lights the wick, chasing down 51.9. This guy, Bevan Schuler, Bevy the Heavy from Donaldson's Dairy, as he rips around.
Yeah, Bevan Schuler with his wife Sam Schuler sitting in right alongside, and great to see these guys out on the track. They're doing such a bloody good job. You know, new to the sport last year, having a new hull set up this time out. A little bit untidy around the exit to the hairpin, but looking a lot more confident in this qualifying free run. So this is fantastic to see. The split is a 35, so down a little bit from where they'd like to be on that split.
Yeah, certainly this could be confusing again for us because that looks quicker than Hayden Wilson, although his split is down. So let's see what comes home. Can he bring the doctor home? 50 as he turns the corner.
And a 52.929, so Bevan Schuler and Sam Schuler in to P3.
Wow. So there you go. He'll be happy with that. Still Bevan coming down. It's certainly got him down in the club where he wanted to be, but he's not pounding any flounder at this stage, and he's not treating on buttercups, and he's certainly not relieved. Well, he has relieved a beaver by the look of it.
Yeah, that's right. He certainly relieved the beaver.
TNT, grey-powered sponsored machine. Granddad and great uncle Tomsy sitting in the passenger seat.
Yeah, these guys, ladies and gentlemen, they're that old, and you've heard this many times, their blood type has actually been discontinued, and I think if we actually check on their DNA, everybody's DNA comes back to these guys. They have been around for centuries, I think, the way that they cruise around, but a great pair. These guys have been fantastic races over the years and will certainly bring the neck of this thing. There's no doubt about that. The TNT machine, it is a sprint tech hull. And, well, they had a bit of an issue during qualifying too. They sort of got a little bit hesitant out there. But when I had a look at these guys working out the rotation yesterday, they kind of stood up there and went, oh yeah, I think we've got it, and walked away again. They just seem very blasé, but very confident at the same time. Very slow around that hairpin. That's going to cost them 2 seconds easy in there.
Come out of the gas real early. Let's have a see what the split is. 34.782, good split. He's on it. He's chasing the 51
down. A bit
down.
of bank on the left-hand side there, unsettled the boat a little bit. Ray Thompson, with the experience, just managed to hang on to it though. That could have gone ugly going across to Fowler into the finish line. Ray Thompson, Dave Toms with a 51.512, straight to the top of the table, 0.4 quicker than Buttercup.
Couple of untidy last 2 turns, and I thought he'd come out of the gas early, but he still managed to come in with P1. 51.
That's interesting because the hairpin on that run, he backed off so early. That was a long time, a lot of hang time out there getting around that hairpin, and still pops out the quickest time of qualifying round number 4 for the Group B category. Mate, what do you think of the Sheila behind the wheel of this one?
She's a hottie, isn't she?
I'm not going to say yes, it's your wife. I don't want you to backhand me, mate, but she's a lovely lady nonetheless.
Kelmanel, Engine Rebuilders, Cherie Patterson, Cup Price Rentals, Refuel Container Calf, Mouth Fresh, the best toothpaste in the world. Let's see what Kelmanel can do. The motor's sounding a little bit better. I think they wound a bit more fuel into it this time round.
Yeah, brand new hull after a big biff down at Bay Park. Wrote the hull off, twisted it, and he's now pretty much a Coke can, although knowing you, Shrek, you'll certainly try to rebuild it. So this brand new Stinger hull, as soon as it came into your shed, you had it upside down, did a lot of work on it. Kelly going about her business very well, as the way she does, eases into the day.
Likes to just keep chipping away, take off a second here, a second there, and just keep working down. Here comes the split. Oh, good split, 34.990. So she's got a chance of knocking the top spot off. She blew the second after the track last time. Let's see if she can bring the mighty Pink Flyer Girl Talk home. A little bit lazy around that last corner.
Oh, nice run, 51.831 into P2.
Oh, well done, Kel. She'll be very, very happy with that. P2, right where she needed to be. She'll be looking at the screen. Cherie's got the clap going. They're happy. A little bit left. Couple of corners to work on, but she's slowly taking a second out of a run every time she comes to the park.
And that's only 0.3 behind the time that Ray Thompson set. So Kelly sitting in a really nice, comfortable position at the moment, and in front of Daniel Reid, who Daniel Reid, or Buttercup, is second in the championship. Kelly in third, so she's knocking on the door. She wants to get Buttercup off that second place in the championship at the moment, and there's going to be a lot of hard work going forward in the next few race meetings. As we now have a look at Paddy Hayden. Jay Hayden is the navigator. They wear the New Zealand #1 badge, the Mohawk, synonymous with the Schizo machine. Another PSP Building Brands sponsored boat, and PSP doing a fantastic job looking after the Group B, the Group A, and the unlimited boat of the 3 guys racing out of the Hamilton region. And then it's Paddy Hayden out there at the moment. Paddy Hayden didn't take his first win for a lot of years in this sport, and the day that he took a big win, he celebrated pretty hard and lasted till 7:30 at night.
Very aggressive run here by Paddy. Had a rotational error last time out, but the PSP machine, as we go across the sprint, 33, a good 2 seconds down, 1.8 seconds on previously Kelly and Ray's. So this is looking like a cracker of a run from Paddy Hayden.
So across the line there with a 49.052, straight to the top of the chart. Whoa. And that is 1.5 seconds quicker than Ray Thompson. That is a phenomenal time difference.
Straight into the 49 club. I mean, that's the first one all day for Paddy. You can see why he's got NZ1 tattooed on the side of that PSP boat. That there was the finish of P4, or qualifying 4, sorry, Q4.